this has nothing to do with IPOP. I know that before you came, there was nothing like this insecurity. Let's be honest to ourselves. Before the militaries were moved to Southeast, we didn't have it this bad. When you approach their checking point, they look more deadly than any criminal, even armed robbers we meet on the road. We now realize that 80% of what we are being told is being done by the militaries. We are under siege. This is not security.
About 2 weeks ago, the governor of Imo State, Hope Uzodinma, made a striking revelation, a very important statement, that IPOB are not responsible for the insecurity rocking the state, that these are his political rivals. This is not the first time Hope Uzodinma was making this assertion. He has made it on several occasions in previous years, but my major concern is it that the Nigerian media are not aware of the statement or position of Hope Uzodinma regarding the exoneration of the indigenous people of Biafra from the alleged insecurity rocking the entire Imo State. Hope Uzodinma has several occasions accused his political rivals over the continued assault and insecurity rocking the state and by extension the southeastern region. Why is it that the media chooses to be silent about this position? Does it mean that the words or the position of the sitting governor, the chief security of the state, does no longer matter? Why are the media silent? The chief security of the state have exonerated the indigenous people of Biafra, which is led by the leader of the indigenous people, Nnamdi Kanu, that they are not responsible for the insecurity in the state. Accusing his political opponents or rivals, why is Nigerian government keeping silent over it? Is it a case of crucify him, even when the Pontius Pilate have said, I found no fault in him, I found no guilt in him, but they went ahead shouting, crucify him, nail him to the cross, nail him to the cross. Why are people still describing IPOB as proscribed, even when the chief security have made a verdict vindicating them that they are not responsible for the security in the state? If the governor, who is the chief security, who has more classical information over what is happening under his watch, have made investigations and come out with his position that the indigenous people of Biafra that was falsely, allegedly accused of being mastermind of the killings in Imo State were not the culprits. Now, why is the Nigerian media misinterpreting, sending a different erroneous information out there? Does it mean that Hope Uzodinma does not understand what he is saying, or that the media chooses to be biased and irresponsible to their duty to the public? Sensitization. This, of course, must be considered as Nnamdi Kanu case comes up on the 29th of this month, April. As it has been rumored that the federal government of Nigeria is allegedly, of course, lining up witnesses against Nnamdi Kanu on one basis that Nnamdi Kanu has been found with AK-47 going about different locations, southwest, southeast, north, central, middle belt, plateau, Agatu, killing people with the IPOBs or what? Are they the one constituting the menace, the insecurity rocking virtually entire region? No part of the country is exonerated from this national dilemma, catastrophe. These are questions that must be asked, and the position of the governor of Imo State should not be ignored. That is not to say that I am defending the governor, but he has been accused allegedly by Sowore on several occasions that he refused the release of Nnamdi Kanu. If now the governor is saying that Nnamdi Kanu should not be released, according to Sowore and other, of course, information before the public domain, why should the governor of Imo State, Hope Uzodinma, insist that Nnamdi Kanu should not be released? If he has made his findings and discovered that the insecurity rocking the state is not carried out or initiated or orchestrated by the indigenous people of Biafra, heavily led by Nnamdi Kanu, why is the governor insisting that Nnamdi Kanu should not be released? That is a question, of course, he has to answer. But the fact that he has made his mind, his position very clear, that the indigenous people of Biafra are not responsible for the crisis rocking the states. He could possibly may have accused his political opponent, you know them, by the names. IPOB was not responsible. Now, if the chief security of the state can say that IPOB are not responsible, why is the government busy, the federal government busy, accusing, allegedly indicting IPOB of forcing the blame on the indigenous people of Biafra? Now, let's listen to this revelation made by an independent analyst or investigator who travels to her home country, eastern region of the country, and what she has to say over the activities, unethical activities of the security personnel, the military and the joint task force, harassing, molesting, intimidating the people, the indigenous people of the eastern region.
Was too much in the southeast. I'm based in Lagos. For our group, we have different departments and we have media departments. So we decided to come and cover it and to find out what is actually happening. But when we came around to cover the insecurity, we discovered that 90%, I'm sorry to say, of the insecurity in the southeast was caused by the military. I won't apologize for saying it, but they would have shot me at Osumu that time. So when we came, and on Monday, we decided to cover the sit-at-home proper. So when I have my driver, I have my car, so I moved with my driver. So when we came to Olo, that near Banana Junction, we discovered that place was closed up by the military. So I had to come down, because I have a newspaper outfit, so I have my ID card. So I approached the militaries. Even when they saw me approaching them, they were like even their faces. And I greeted them and I said, Oga, why did you block the? I said, who are you to ask all that question, without the harassment? And I showed them my card. I said, unfortunately, I'm a media person and we are here to cover the sit-at-home, because we realized that you said IPOB is sit-at-home and they're enforcing sit-at-home. But with the look of things, you are the one enforcing the sit-at-home, because I know that before you came, there was nothing like this insecurity. Let's be honest to ourselves. Before the militaries were moved to Southeast, we didn't have it this bad. So you were brought here to relax the sit-at-home. Not that there were clashes within the sit-at-home, but for you to relax it so that people will start coming out. Now that you are blocking the road, it's like you are helping to now enforce the sit-at-home. So when I now flashed my car, they now ran inside. So out of anger, I moved those things onto the road, and then I drove past. I covered the whole of Southeast. When you approach their checking point, they look more deadly than any criminal, even armed robbers we meet on the road. The way they approach, the way they harass. So after touring the whole of Southeast, we now realize that even the way they harass motorists, the way they harass people, we now realize that 80% of what we are being told is being done by the militaries and the harassment. Now, on my way back, I'm from Imo State, so I ended up in my hometown. I'm from Olo, actually. And then going back to Nnewi, where I was married. So taking that Osumruhu is usually faster. So I came through I landed through the Imo State airport. I forgot to remove the the tag on my bag. So when I approached that Osumruhu, they stopped us. And when they saw the tag, they said, where are you coming from? I explained myself. They searched me and what have you. And then when they took my passport, they said, Madam, where are you going to? I said, I'm going to Nnewi. Where? Nnewi South. Where in Nnewi South? Oto. Where in Oto? They were not asking me my village. At that time, I was very upset with what they were doing. I said, Nnamdi, we are under siege. This is not security. You came here for another mission. Oga, what are you doing with my village and my family name? So you are the ones that will collect this information from our sons that come from abroad, and then you give it to your kidnappers. It means you are involved in kidnapping. Otherwise, why would you be asking me? I said I'm going to know. Is that not enough? You asked me my village, I told you. You asked me my town, I told you. You are not asking me my name, where I come from. So what else? In the night, you come and carry me like fowl. They were, in fact, they cocked their gun. 10 of them, they were mad. They were ready. I lost it. I now said, the Southeasterner needs to find out what is going on. This has nothing to do with IPOP. The problem is the media were reporting something else, while underneath something else was going on. So when I got home eventually, in fact, when I went after the quarrel, I told my boy, you know what, turn this vehicle. If I pass, they will kidnap me. I think they work with those criminals in the bush. They kept them there. How can they keep this armor, tanks, and what have you? How large is Osumu? It's that forest that they cannot fish out those criminals. So as we were turning, they seized my car key. So I left them. So I think the whole drama, they went to bring their leader, the August. They came with their van and they collected the key and they handed it over to me. I was alarmed. When I got home, I called the PG of my local government and I said, Oga, you people should stop looking at IPOP. I'm not an IPOP member. I don't know them, but this is what is going on. See. As I was talking, a young man said, madam, they seized my machine there. Yes, because people, Okada will not pass through that or so, but I think it's better now. The man said, madam, I am. I said, what did you say? He said, I am. But we are stuck. You know, that was the reply I got. We are stuck because the militaries are here. You should remove them. Something else might happen. I think at that point they knew and they were looking for solution. Another experience we had is I passed through that Osun road and I met the militaries there. They were right at Ekotutu. And now from our investigation, we realized that when they were attacked by whoever attacks them, they would turn their gun on the villages living nearby. That was how also Ekotutu was burned, have covered the whole southeast, both the police everywhere in the southeast, and they cannot fish out these criminals. But with few vigilantes that were raised, you can see the women saying that they can enter the bush now since we have this vigilante group. So what I'm telling Diana, let's stop moving money around. Now, but big cars, you know, can we take a security? Invest it in security. I can assure you, community trouble and we equal their security men 100,000. See what we'll do. We'll turn them as security and farmers in the bush. Location turn them as security, pay them well. Thank you very much.